Everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 26 of my 30 favorite bass players of all time. We've been counting down each and every day here this month in June 2025. Our favorite 30 bass players across all genres. We're going to see hard rock bass players, bluesy bass players, fusion jazz bass players, prog bass players, pop bass players, metal, hard rock. We're going to see the gamut of them all this month, certainly amongst all of us, not just me, right? So for my pick today, a very special guy that I feel really bad because he passed away not that long ago. And right when he passed away, I actually had the flu really bad. So I wasn't able to do a proper tribute video to him. And I really love his bass playing a lot. I think he was a very, very important player in this particular band that he's with. So let's bring to the stage my pick for today, the late, great John Camp from Renaissance. That's right. Another guy, master of the Rickenbacker. It's not a great picture. I wanted to get a picture where they show the whole base of everything. There's not a lot of really good pics of him online. A lot of great pics with the whole band, but I wanted to get some really good ones with him playing the Rickenbacker. And this terrible quality ones, and this was one of the best ones I could find, like a nice full-on shot. But an amazing, amazing bass player who had a really distinct tone, of course, helped out by that trebliness. Is that even a word? Trebliness of the Rickenbacker. He also played a Rickenbacker double neck at times because he also doubled down on. He played some guitar, like 12-string guitar and things like that. I believe it was a Rickenbacker with a 12-string guitar, if I remember correctly. Um, and he would double occasionally doing that as well. But one of those really great bass players who happened to play in a band that didn't have a lead guitar player, right? So, of course, they did have a guitar player who only played acoustic guitar. So they really did not have like an electric guitar player. And it was left up to John to kind of fill that void in their music when kind of like some kind of lead instrument other than like keyboards, right? So, of course, you had the great John Tout in this band who played piano and keyboards, and he would do lots of lead piano work and whatnot. But, Michael Dunford, who was the acoustic guitar player, was more into playing chords and things like that. Whereas John Camp would come in and play lots of really cool, sinewy, melodic lead bass lines, which were just a tremendous part of the repertoire catalog. And so picking the three albums here was somewhat easy. I mean, this band has to me a six album run that is one of the greats in all of rock history, and specifically prog rock, of course. But there are like three albums like at the center of that six album run that I think are absolutely amazing, and they're going to make up my three favorite albums here featuring John's bass playing. The first one, we're going to go back to 1973's Ashes Are Burning. And yes, you're seeing it backwards. For those who don't listen, the reason why you're seeing me backwards is because when I use the Prezi app to show the picture of the bass player in the album covers, it switches the camera, right? It shows you the image the way it's supposed to be, but not me. So that's why when I hold these things up, this is backwards, right? Exactly. So yeah. So this is an incredible album. So this is the really the first album with that kind of classic lineup, although Michael Dunford is on this album. He's not really listed as a full-time member yet, but he pretty much is. And then all the albums going forward would be that classic lineup that I just mentioned, which was, of course, Michael Dunford, Annie Haslam on vocals, John Tout on keyboards, John Camp bass guitar, and Terrence Sullivan on drums. So what do you have on here? Again, Renaissance progressive rock, but it's very grand and melodic and classic. It's like classical meets pop sort of thing. It's very artful. You have these wonderful operatic vocals from Annie Haslam, and you have these majestic piano and keyboard flights, that wonderful thick lead bass, gorgeous acoustic guitar, great drumming, these magical songs that take you to all sorts of places. There's really nobody quite like Renaissance. Very, very different. Can You Understand is on here. The wonderful Carpet of the Sun, just amazing at the harbor. And of course, the great Ashes Are Burning, which to me is, the big epic at the end of the album, the title track, one of the greatest songs of all time. More on that later. An amazing album. And again, the bass playing of John, splendid throughout here. because again, he's holding down the groove on these songs, but he's doing all these really nice melodic lead lines that kind of like bring everything together. Just so important to the music. Next up, 1974 is Turn of the Cards. Here we go. Let me show you the image a little bit better there. There you go. Great cover artwork there. I believe did Hypnosis do that? I believe Hypnosis did that, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this is an amazing album. This is my favorite Renaissance album. And like I said, his lead bass work is just absolutely tremendous on here. You know, Running Hard is on here. I Think of You. Things I Don't Understand is glorious. And then, of course, you have The Black Flame, one of their all-time great songs. And then, of course, Cold as Being, but then Mother Russia. Mother Russia is so grand and orchestral, and you know that I mean that bass is like permeating all through the song. Just so good. I mean, everybody just on top of their game in this band at this time, and everybody is so important to the sound of Renaissance. Absolutely mandatory album there if you're gonna go out and explore the musical Renaissance. And then last but not least, certainly will be the 1975 epic opus Scheherazade and Other Stories. And yeah, I'm showing off all these cool esoteric box sets, which you absolutely must own if you're a fan. It's got all sorts of great live performances and concerts and alternate takes and things of stuff like this one here has got live at the Nottingham University from January 24th, 1976. You know, this one's got Live at the Academy of Music from 1974. I mean, all sorts of great stuff on here. You got a bunch of bonus tracks on here as well. So these box sets are absolutely mandatory. But here you have the lovely Trip to the Fair, which is great. The Vultures Fly High, more of like kind of like a rock-based song for them, and the gorgeous Ocean Gypsy. Ocean Gypsy is one of their absolutely most breathtaking songs. And then, of course, the epic 20 plus minute song of Scheherazade, which has all sorts of parts to it. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And John Camp is highly involved in everything going on here. Again, the way these arrangements are put together, it's just so magical, so majestic. It blends all sorts of different musical styles. And you could, you know, if you take out the vocals, you could even say a lot of this is classical music, right? But with lots of that kind of prog rock experimentation and the firepower of John's bass is all throughout this stuff. Just so good. Amazing albums here, amazing bass playing. And again, you go Song for All Seasons and Novella and Prologue before it, right? So here you have this run of 6 albums that's just so amazing, so good. As far as my favorite song, well, this was kind of a no-brainer, and it had to be from a specific album. So I'm going to go with a song that I already mentioned. It's on the album of the same name called Ashes Are Burning. It is the title track, but I'm going to go with the version live at Carnegie Hall, which is ridiculously epic. And God, I forget how long it is, 20 some odd minutes long. I forget exactly the length of it. It's really long, folks. I'll tell you exactly as I do on it. It's close to a half hour, if I remember correctly. It's definitely 20 plus minutes. And watch, it's not going to say it in here anywhere, which would be quite upsetting. It's not going to say it in here. Anyway, it is long. It's 20 plus minutes. I believe it's pushing 25 and whatnot. But yeah, so in here, if you remember correctly, the studio version of Ashes Are Burning on the studio album has a wonderful electric guitar solo from none other than the man himself, Andy Powell from Wishbone Ash, who happened to Wishbone Ash were in the studio next door. And so they invited Andy in to come play a guitar solo on Ashes Are Burning, which is just absolutely amazing. But that's not something you normally hear on a Renaissance album. You don't usually hear electric guitar much at all. So when they played that song live, they would stretch it out in a big way. And John would actually play a lengthy bass solo on there. If you're a fan of Chris Squire and Chris Squire's lead work on the Rickenbacker, you absolutely will love some of the stuff that John does on Ashes Are Burning on this live album. And there are so many great versions of other Renaissance classics on this live album. And he is so nice and high in the mix throughout this live album. You want to hear some great bass playing in a live album context, you need to hear Carnegie Hall. It's amazing. It's really good. So yeah, that's my pick for best song featuring John's bass playing. Ashes Are Burning from Carnegie Hall. Mandatory. So amazing. But yeah, like I mentioned, we've got Song for Scheherazade, Turn of the Cards, and Ashes Are Burning are my 3 favorite albums featuring his bass playing. And of course, there he is once again. The great John Camp, one of the great bass players of all time. Totally underrated, deserving of more praise. go check them out. Check out the music of Renaissance. It's different, but if you have an open mind and you want something just exquisite, gorgeous, and yet very progressive and very much artful and full of experimentation and trying to do things a little bit differently, but ultimately very, very gorgeous music, Renaissance might just be for you. So let me take him off the stage here, close the app so you can actually see me the way I'm supposed to be seen. There we go. Let us know what you think of John Camp down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, day number 26, or pick number 26, I should say. And we'll see you tomorrow for number 25. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit that like button before you leave. Very important, folks. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership option. Let's see my hair. I guess I took a dip in the pool today, but I didn't really get my hair like that. I'm doing this at night, just so you know, because tomorrow morning, the day when you're watching it here, I'm actually got the full jam-packed schedule, so won't be able to record the morning, so I'm doing it the evening before. So anyway, doesn't matter to you guys. But we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is Friday morning at the Funhouse. Martin Popoff and I will be taking a look at some of our favorite productions from Mutt Lang, right? That's coming up tomorrow. We've also got the Professor's Picks tomorrow. We've got Jamie Laszlo and the Review Crew on Saturday and Sunday. We've got ranking the albums of the great Malice, right? The band's only got 3 studio albums, 3 really good ones too. Great metal band from the 80s, and also have a more recent album. So they went a long time in between, but we've got 3 studio albums to talk about. I'll be joined by Rich Catino and John Gaffney and the great Joe DiBiase, bass player from Liege Lord, formerly of Fate's Warning. So the 4 of us will be ranking those 3 albums. So we'll see you on Sunday for that and lots more here to come. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.